All right, here we go again. Buckle up. Rough roads ahead. We'll try to smooth out those rough roads. So, again, patiently waiting to see if anybody has any ideas in the medical world. It's just so sad that 4 years ago in Amarillo, I couldn't get to this point of release to realize it. And again, I think one of my mistakes was to leave a major city and go into a smaller city, having health issues and things like that. Okay, Larry. If I had, been in Oklahoma, it's a larger system, right? And there are wealthy people in Oklahoma. There are some doctors, I'm sure. And then my insurance was well enough. I kept well enough insurance that I could see similar doctors using the insurance. So close, but yes, so far. I was trying to move into an apartment. I just couldn't get to it. If I had signed that lease, there was no way that I would have left unless something catastrophic happened. Well, I probably shouldn't have went to Amarillo. I should have just, again, they're steering my mind, but I should have left everything in storage and then just headed off to a major city. Right. Just essentially loaded up the van and said, I'm out of here for a season. And just forgot about everything in storage. Again, it was only like 100. It was expensive, but it was 100 and something bucks. I should just said, that's it. Just leave it there and that's it. If I got to come back in 5 years, and I got to come back in 5 years. Right. It was so sad because I met that woman, and she's a liberal. She was from California, and she had returned to Amarillo. It's where her family was, and I can't remember the exact reason. I guess because of COVID, businesses were closing up, and right. She was a physical therapist type. If I had met somebody like that years earlier, I'd have stayed well. Georgia. Well, I think she was afraid of hurting me. And I think that's where she went wrong. I needed some aggressive, after I got the steroid shots, I needed aggressive massage. Some of that inflammation, I think, did subside. So there's a hope that this thing will be put into remission again, and I can get somewhere. But again, I should have been seeking health care the whole time. And they made it very difficult, if not impossible. And they being the deep state. Now, what I'm noticing is I've got this thing that I wrap around my back and to my front that I put my phone on, and I could not. It would irritate the back muscle. Now it's still irritated, but not like before. Well, I'm not sure what that exactly means. Could mean once I loosen this all up, my legs will be kind of wobbly, not perfect, because the sciatic nerve is being hit. But I might mean I'm returned to some normalcy. And that's what we're looking for. Because I shouldn't go into surgery having other issues. Again, that was my concern, and maybe the system blocked me too, because I couldn't get to this. Yeah, I feel like I need to be massaged again, but that could be because it keeps tightening and loosening and tightening, and then it's hitting all the right. It's just causing inflammation, bodily inflammation everywhere by tightening up the legs, loosening. What it did yesterday is it tightened up after the massage, and both legs were strong, and then but it didn't stop. It kept tightening up way too much. So I know for sure 4 years ago I could have got it to that happy medium. I'm almost positive. Right. My back could have adjusted it. And then, of course, if I needed surgery, I still could move on to that, but I had some normalcy. Right. I probably could live at least 4 years normal. So again, I'm remembering all this stuff that happened. My right side got too tight, and I had to release it. And I mean, the massage therapist in Santa Fe knew exactly what was wrong with me, so they could have told me. Oh, just to let you know, I'm going to post later. Most likely a heating pad. It's a warming pad for a bed, but I don't think you're going to find better. Some ding it because it doesn't have like a nylon. It has this like mesh skirt kind of thing on the other ones. This has the straps to attach it. I like this one way better. What I don't like is in the middle, there's kind of a dead zone for about, I guess, only 6 inches. But I would have liked for that to be maybe 2 to 3 inches. And it does go, let me see, where's the edge here? Oh, the way it's structured on a full, it's a queen. I bought the one for the queen size. And it does go to the edge. It's perfectly where I sleep. And then the controllers are thought to be a little too short. What you got to do is you got to put the plug in at the head, which is probably more intelligent. Right. And then you take this. Yeah, it's like right here at your head. I see how that's a problem. Right. Because the sheet, what it's supposed to be is it's supposed to be split, where the controller can come up independently of the cord that it plugs in with. I'm not sure how to do this. I'm going to try to figure it out. I guess right here. Yeah. Or actually right here. Yeah, I figured it out. You just Velcro it right here. It's going to be a little inconvenient trying to find it. Yes, that works. Right. But you're not going to find a better one. I guarantee it. And what the system just put in psychic inference behind that, again, sometimes it's false, but they said you're not going to find a better surgeon, guarantee it. And they're saying me. Right. Not saying that there isn't a better surgeon, but I'm not going to get to that person. No, like all the people that I'm finding now, I needed to find 4 years ago, or somebody like them. That's why they isolate a person. I mean, when I left Tyler and went to Colorado, I was just beginning to uncramp myself on the sides and all. I was like finding all these spots that were tight, like bend a certain way, bend another way. I'm like, Jesus, they hadn't even massaged me at all. But again, I found my answer in the deep state killed it. And there were so many answers. Like if I had purchased in Santa Fe, again, I couldn't get any more treatment in Santa Fe, so I needed to move on anyway. But even let's say in that year that I was in Oklahoma, that first year, if I'd have found a vehicle and could get pushed through and get it, I wouldn't have left probably. If I got the apartment, if I'd have met a woman. Well, I'm going to take a brief break here, but stay online.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד
So, what something suggested in the interim break there is if my electrolytes and minerals were off, it could be returning to normal now that I'm monitoring it. And of course, I used to take electrolyte and minerals concentrates all the time. So we'll see. Because it says it takes, I guess, 1 to 3 days generally to get them back in order. So I'll just keep drinking that drink. Rapid hydration. Again, what I just ate was pea protein and PEA, and mashed potatoes, which is high in potassium. So eating that this morning may have helped reduce the cramps. But now I'm taking my hydration drink. I knew all these things, and I had a regimen that I would stick to, and they destroyed it. BSI. So yeah, this bed pad is probably as good as it gets. You can't feel the wire through it. I don't know what I'm going to feel when I sleep. I'm going to have to look at that. But this is definitely some. And again, it gets pretty warm. It says it goes up to 125. The other one said it went up to 135. Didn't even get anywhere. So I might be able to put a thin pad over top of it, or even a quilted pad. It's pretty warm. I'm trying to think if I have a quilted pad anywhere. I know I used to. Actually, I'm going to turn it on and leave it on and see how hot it gets. Yeah, the other one must have been broke. I'm just going to test it before I put the other thing on it. The weather could be playing into this too. Well, it's sad that that this happened, but this year. But again, I think it broke me out of where they put me. Right. Correct. I mean, that kind of psychology, like I said, it's dangerous. Yeah, 4 years would have been a little easier to handle all this and figure it all out. I'd had the last 4 years of treatment to go through and figure it all out. I really appreciate the massage therapists I've seen, but some are still a little shaky Jake. So I'm trying to get away from that. I still have to return that heater thing to Home Depot because she got the wrong one. Right. If I never left Oklahoma that first time, I may have been okay through the whole COVID thing. Who knows what triggered it? Right. Again, these are things that they triggered with their deep state activity, with intention. Well, they're trying to say that I'm a certain type of person, and people that move around, people that do this, it adds up in that in the analysis of whether you're a criminal or not, or a serial killer or not. But it's being used corruptly. That's what you need to look into. Nah, there's no doubt that 40 years ago, if I had got my full treatment by competent people and got my massage on right, I would have been probably walking normally, or as close to normal as possible. I mean, to think it's 4 years, that's like insane. I mean, when I started looking, it was probably about a year. I was trying to figure out how to get back to massage, and I wish I had just done it, but I couldn't break through. It's just like I couldn't buy an FJ Cruiser. I couldn't buy a Hummer. I barely got that van. Now, it takes real-time observation to do what they're doing, and real-time PSYOP, which could include direct energy. So if they hit you with direct energy or an ultrasonic thing every time they torture you, then you will associate that with torture and run from it. They're sickos, man. That would have been so nice just to get somewhere to get the right treatment. Even in Amarillo, if I just could have found somebody. Now, from what I remember, the one woman was over-aggressive, then everybody else wasn't aggressive enough. She shouldn't have been arm barring me. She should have been looking for trigger points and releasing trigger points. I'm just hoping there's no thoracic spine disc issue or something like that that's causing this. I don't sense it in the neck. Well, actually, I didn't sense it in the thoracic spine either, because I had it all released, here or there, and then I start moving my body around trying to trigger it, and it doesn't trigger. So I do a big up right, a big down right, left. Right. No, I've had issues the whole time. It's just it wasn't at this level. And what I did is I got somebody to uncramp my legs. So my legs being cramped may have gave this false sensation of stability to my back. So it wasn't adjusting at this level. That's my theory. So I was walking on almost peg legs to a certain degree. So as soon as I would have got to massage, something like this may have happened. But then that would have triggered me to seek more stuff to figure out what was going on. And like why I couldn't associate this with what happened in Indianapolis, I don't know. Again, witchcraft, devilry. Boy, it's an overcast day. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Well, there is a small chance that if they massage me and we get my back calmed down, that this will level off and I'll be able to walk somewhat. But again, I don't know. because yesterday after I had the massage, the next day my back was adjusting and my legs were equally powerful, but then it just kept going. It wouldn't stop. So again, that's probably what would have happened 4 years ago. It would have adjusted co-equally like it was prior to COVID, right? And then I would have walked off, into some sort of life. I probably wouldn't have left Texas at that point if I could have healed to that level in Texas. Again, I think when I got to Dallas, I was in pain, and then it leveled off a little bit, and then they came and they operated again, and then it got bad again. No, I hadn't, because when I got to Colorado, I was crunched still. I remember my sides, I was working my sides free. Oh, it's horrible. It's painful. And I think when I got to that increased salt bath, it kind of released everything. And then, not co-equally, but to a certain degree. And then somehow I lost focus. Again, moving in here without a salt bath, without a bathtub, makes it difficult. The first year I was able to focus. This year I wasn't. Again, it's still very difficult to get into this thing. That's it. So let me go test the heat on this now. Pretty warm. Considering this whole thing was outside. I like it. Yeah, buying the Queen. I actually was cued to buy the Queen last time on the other one. The other one may have actually worked if I found one that worked. Right. And buying the Queen may have done that. Actually, it's theoretically hotter than this one, but again, you never know. Okay, so now I put this quilted blanket to see what I have here. I'll try to sleep without anything first. And some people say the wires bother them. I don't know if it's going to bother me. So, let me find my incense. I'm going to light it. 3 sticks of incense. For the Pope's wellness, we hope. Well, I did drench my back this morning with stuff, but it seems to be a lot less crampy and inflamed. I did turn the heat up. Oh, that definitely gets through that quilted thing. Well, the heating pads are getting a little bit out of control. When I'm sleeping, I'm waking up, I'm on fire. Ah! No, this is definitely a great thing there. Yeah, I definitely can feel it through that level of quilting. And I took a supplement yesterday, but I probably shouldn't have because it could cause inflammation. I took an ashwagandha supplement that has a lot of like maca and some other stuff, which can be considered a hot supplement. But I was trying to see if I could increase my hormonal output and maybe heal it a little bit more. Maybe I should wait till after the steroid. Again, when I got to Santa Fe, I was so happy. Got to Espanola, I was so happy just to be somewhere, hopefully with some spiritual minded people. And I'm sure there are some there, but no, I would just live in my life. Just trying to live my life and be peaceful with people. So, I'm simply trying to help people. But somebody tells them a story about my quote unquote mental illness, but lying to them. So the idea is I'm trying to hit on this young woman. My kids are young women. I'm not there to help my kids. I believe that God will take care of my kids throughout their life because of what has happened. And I return the favor to other parents. And that's all it is. I never had sex with a single person since Angie while I was still in the Marshal Service. Again, like I told you, the number of people I've had sex with is very minimal. No, I am not going to engage them in cam sex either. Because I didn't and I don't. I dated a couple women online. They happened to be cam girls. Didn't work. The deep state was there, messed up the whole thing. And then I had to recover and regroup. And I was actually going to go meet somebody. I really didn't care if I married or not. I just wanted to go and help them. And then, I figured once I was there, maybe I'd find the real person I'm supposed to marry. No, I understand everything could be worse because I have been worse, where the cramps were excruciating. But again, I do appreciate that. Well, it could be lessening because I'm taking the hydration drink. I don't know. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't think of it beforehand. They actually pulled my brother off the same blood pressure medicine because of that, because his sodium was low. They actually gave him a smaller dose. And tomorrow is the Shabbat. Today is hopefully the last cold day this year. So again, I've applied magnesium oil and some arnica and some other stuff to my back, and it appears to have calmed down measurably. But the question is it also the potassium picking back up? I know I had sodium. I know I had magnesium. And again, one of the evidences of what they're doing is when I was in Texas, the doctor said you're a little low on potassium, eat bananas. So I started eating bananas. I was going into the supermarket, the Walmart grocery store, down the closest one to that extended stay in Tyler, Texas. And there was a woman out front, was obviously one of them, and she had this banana and she's just eating it right in front of me. And then I walk inside, and another woman comes in alongside me, and she just stares at the bananas while I'm ordering them, or while I'm gathering them. So again, their goal was to reduce the potassium. They heart attack and stroke people out every day. It's amazing that I lived through it. Well, I'm released a little bit here in the back. Now, I've been obviously a lot better 4 years ago. Again, you want to know why the world's falling apart. Now, I'm not doing it. God is. Based upon your rules only. All you do is stop, and everything would have found me. I just can't believe I didn't see healthcare. I can't believe it. I mean, like, physical therapy and pain management. I just can't believe it. Doesn't make any sense. I mean, I can't even fathom that it was 4 years. That's what their PSYOP does. Okay, so yeah, this is really one. Oh, that's great. That's great. That's like a kind of a low heating pad, which is good. Right. I was looking for like a massage bed thing. Trying to time those cramps. I know I was having some problems before I got the blood pressure medicine. But it still doesn't mean that it's not that. I may have dropped off on some of my, I wasn't taking some of my supplements, and that may have given an opening to that. Again, I used to take concentrates all the time. Let's see what I got here. Looks like they're increasing the sign up. I'm back starting to tighten there. Again, that sun feels good. I can't wait for it to come back out again. Apparently, President Trump said Musk has no authority to fire workers. Well, they're afraid of him, so you're going to have to reestablish that. Yeah, but if you don't do what Musk says, then he gets rid of your job. He tells somebody else to fire you. Again, you have to be careful. That could end up in a courtroom. So again, essentially the judges have ruled in the Supreme Court that the rule of law is how you get rid of unethical or or illegal payments. Larry. Great, sir. What I'm hoping to see is when I get the injections, the trigger point that the massages start taking. And I'm like freaked out because I should have been doing this 4 years ago. I just never stopped. So they knew that the massage therapy was countering what they were trying to do to me. They knew that what I was doing in the gym was countering what they were trying to do to me. They made it about something else. So what you're seeing is this. Musk goes in there and he says every so often, I'm not going to be perfect. I'm going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes. And again, he didn't extend that to the federal employee. So again, it's kind of the system rejecting what he's doing to a certain degree. So the question is, even though the president said law enforcement is exempt from the firings, is what he said somewhere along the way, and the cuts or whatever he said about it. Right? The people being cut at Social Security, are they part of that system of catching fraud? I'll be back in a second. Take a short, brief break here.
שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד.
All right, here we go again. So, trying to figure some things out here. I'll be back in a